Welcome to today's video, where we're once more delving into the realm of magic and mysticism on our ongoing quest to find out if magic is real. That's right, it's another rendition of Real Magic with me, your host, Aiden Miller. Not one of the 25 most famous Aidens, for some reason, because I guess because I'm not a fucking horse trainer. But where do we go after tarot? I mean, I've already seen the future, but honestly, I'm not sold on that future. I kind of want to try to see the future again in just a little bit of a different way. Not you, Crystal Ball. I want something more mainstream, more reliable, more consistent, and most importantly, more popular.
Zodiac signs has the largest constellation over the next 2 years due to Pluto and Capricorn. Or you're not going to get married.
We're doing the Zodiac, baby! We're talking horoscopes. We're talking girls who are way too into it. I'm gonna be swinging a bat at a hornet's nest with this one. Because, in case you've forgotten, I don't really believe in magic, but I'm very excited to try and maybe start to believe in one of these. But astrology falls into a bit of a weird spot. If you've got a sliding scale of magics in terms of their dedicated fan bases, on the far left of this scale, you'd have voodoo, where it's a very small but a rather dedicated group. In the middle, you'd have tarot. It's a medium-sized group of believers who are fairly into it, but I mean, they're not quite obsessed. And on the far right of the scale, you have astrology. Shocking amount of people believe in astrology, and as is the case when you have anything with a lot of people who believe in it, some of those people are a little bit too into it. Now, unlike with most forms of magic, I actually do have a little bit of experience with astrology. Not because I've done anything with it, but because I have several friends growing up who did believe in it and would talk to me about astrology and tell me that I'm such an XYZ, I'm such a Capricornius, I'm such a Sagittarius. As a result of that, unlike with most magics where I come at it from a sense of neutrality, I'm kind of coming at this one from a spot of negativity. But I will absolutely give it a fair shot. And regardless of what feelings I have, remember, you clicked on this video, you chose to subscribe, and you chose to like. Can't blame a guy for manifesting, can you? Shameless plug aside, there's only one place to start when you're talking about astrology. The word zodiac comes from ancient Greece and loosely means animal cycle or animal wheel. The name implies carousel, but we need to go way bigger and far more epic in order to understand what this truly means. Instead of a dingy attraction of Mall of America or being the least interesting part of an amusement park, this animal wheel is written in the stars. Within astrology, your zodiac sign is only your sun sign. While it's the most important personality indicator, there's also a moon sign, then a Mercury sign, a Venus sign, and even a Mars sign, which play roles in determining your emotions, communication style, love life, and energy levels, respectively. But thankfully, that is it. That is, in fact, not it. I will find this out later. But as I said, the most important sign is your sun sign. And those, with regards to your personality, they mean what I'm about to run through. Now, the first sign is Aries, the ram. And as the first sign, they're much like the oldest child stereotypes. They're confident, competitive, trailblazing pioneers. Also pretty brutally honest and quite individualistic with you. I'll level with you, they kind of give me Sigma Wolf vibes. And I have to confess, I actually really like that because I am an Aries, and I see myself in those traits. Now, the second sign is Taurus, the bull. They're hard workers, unlike the rest of us plebeians. They're smart, they're ambitious, trustworthy, and they value honesty. And look, here's the thing. I really connect with Taurus, actually, because I lied about being an Aries. I'm actually a Taurus. Now, third is Gemini the twins. Gemini is also smart, like everything, but uniquely are known for having two different sides they can display to the world, as one would associate with twins. But you are both twins. They are notably optimistic as well, which I can relate to a shocking amount, because, and you'd never see this one coming, I am actually a Gemini, and I see myself in these traits. Fourth is Cancer the crab. The crab! Now, Cancer is practically psychic, I guess? I mean, what? I can't say I've ever looked at a crab and thought to myself, wow, they are psychic creatures. Here is an animal that understands me to an almost psychic degree. But hey, them's the traits of Cancer. Intuitive, not always a fan of small talk, not always down for social gatherings. But now, I do have to confess, I have Cancer. That's just unrelated to the video. Fifth, we have Leo the lion. just as, if not more, of a natural leader than Aries. I mean, it's a lion, for God's sake. When they travel in a group, they're called a pride. You can imagine the ego on these things. Now, they're the first to praise themselves for a job well done. Very extroverted people, too. Bit of a plot twist here. But seriously, I am a Leo, and I see myself in these traits. Now, Virgo, a virgin woman, is the halfway point. We're playfully dabbling in some old stereotypes about women that I don't agree with, but are ascribed to the zodiac sign of a maiden. You know, sophisticated, quiet, smart, doesn't complain, can be shy. But subverting the trend just a bit, they're also apparently sensational in the bedroom. Now, I can attest to at least that last one, because I'm actually this sign, so I mean, I see myself in these traits. Libra comes 7th as a balance scale, and at this point, I feel like they've run out of animals. Now, they're very good at seeing all sides of an argument, really patient people. I mean, harmony is valued. Libra's the mediator, which makes sense. They're a balance scale. Now, I know I've been joking around quite a bit, but I am a Libra, and I see myself in these traits. Scorpio is a scorpion and winds up 8th with the dates October 23rd through November 21st. We're very stubborn, but in a good way, driven and passionate, unwilling to give up, and being authentic even if the situation doesn't call for it. I'm sure you guys could already tell just by looking at me, but I've been lying, and I'm actually a Scorpio. And I see myself in these traits. Sagittarius makes 9 as a centaur archer. That's fucking raw, dude. Now, as a centaur, Sagittarians are super into that disco party lifestyle, somewhat argumentative and super passionate. This makes sense if you have a basic grounding in Greek mythology, and if not, I don't know what to tell you. You're objectively wrong. Get into ancient Greece. I'm a Sagittarius, by the way, if you must know. And I see myself in these traits. Capricorn is 10th, but harkens back to the first by being a goat. And it covers the new year, being from December 22nd to January 19th. New year in this constellation, new me. In fact, it is me. I'm genuinely a Capricorn. They are smart, hardworking, and as a direct quote, fully in control of their destiny. Which seems a little oxymoronic to me, given my destiny is preordained in the stars, apparently, but maybe that's my Capricorn talking. Because I do see myself in these traits. Aquarius is a water bearer in the penultimate sign. They can be emotional as water signs, but they're pretty independent. Big advocates for change and evolution of yourself. Believers in moving past who you were to become who you were made to be and want to be. Personally, I'm a pretty evolution-driven guy, and this sign is why. I'm actually an Aquarius, and I can see myself in these traits. The final sign is Pisces. And as the finale, it pulls out all the stops, being 2 fish. Pisces is smart, creative, artistic, and hey, wait a second, also nearly psychic. Huh, I think they're reusing some traits here. But they're very intuitive and in touch with their emotions. Okay, alright, okay, I know. I've made a claim here or there to be the other signs. However, I'm legit a Pisces. And I see myself in these traits. What are the rules? What are the rules? Now that we've talked about what the basic signs are, we should talk about what certain things mean, like being a sun sign, or a moon sign, or a Mars sign. So I'm gonna go consult my birth chart real quick. What is a ruling? That's a gnome? What are these rolling ghouls? Wait, I thought Lilith was a demon from the fucking Bible. What is she doing? Oh my god, there's a second page! I don't know any of this. What the f*** is this thing? I'm gonna need some help. So, I'm calling in a local expert. And by that, I mean my friend Avery, who is slightly more educated than I in these matters. Hi, Avery.
Hey, Aiden.
Every one of these, whether it be Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, all the way down, all of those have an associated zodiac sign.
Well, every planet has like a sign or 2 signs that it likes the best, like that it's at home in.
So,
like your Cancer moon, that's a domicile placement. The moon is most associated with Cancer.
good. Is that good?
Uh,
So the zodiac sign and the actual like planetary association can strengthen each other or weaken each other.
I don't know if strengthen or weaken are the right word. I mean, there are some signs for each planet that it's in detriment. So like, we'll say maybe that affects you in a negative way, or maybe, I mean, yeah, it really depends what system you're kind of looking at or how ancient you're going with the philosophy of it, because it used to be a lot more of a predictor with good and bad values.
Okay.
Whereas now it's kind of like, oh, everything's fine, it's just different.
Okay.
So it kind of, I don't know, this is slippery subject material.
How do the other signs get determined?
I picture like a wheel with the earth in the middle.
Okay.
So like coming off of it as a circle, it's divided into 12 sections.
Yeah,
Basically,
the
with each
carousel.
one is a sign.
The carousel.
Yeah, sort
Yeah.
of. So when you were born, like which section of the sky were each of these things in? That's what determines it.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
Yes.
Now that very smoothly transitions into what is Lilith? Is Lilith a secret planet that's just kept under wraps?
That's one of those things that I don't really know. One of the ways in which I'm only slightly more knowledgeable than you.
From Sun to Pluto, can you give me your understanding of what each of them means for a person?
I've heard people describe it as like the ego. I don't know, maybe it's like your baseline of how you operate.
So Sun is baseline and everything else is like... So the Sun is like your class and then everything else is a specialization.
I don't know if that's terminology, I know how to. The moon is more understood as like emotional life or the inner mind and the way that operates.
Okay.
Also gonna mention the rising, which isn't on this list. That's the ascendant here. People refer to the sun, moon, and rising as the big three, kind of, which is the first house, which is a whole different thing. But it's also very important. Everything's different. That's like how you come off to other people.
I gotta baby step. You gotta baby step me here.
Mercury is sort of like communication, maybe
Yes.
the way you converse. Venus, I mean, people would say like love life, and that's kind of it, but I would say relationships in general.
Interesting.
Outside of that context as well.
Uh-huh.
Mars can kind of be conflict or also like power, motivation.
Is it how you deal with conflict, or is it what sorts of conflict will be in your life?
More of the first, like how that shows up for you, like how you behave in that sphere.
How I behave,
I
okay,
guess.
when confronted with conflict. Jupiter?
Jupiter and Saturn, I'm not totally sure actually. These are things I should know, but I kind of don't. I think Jupiter handles like luck a lot.
Uh-huh. That makes sense,
think-
like by Jove. You know?
Oh, there we go. That's a good connection to draw, I suppose. I might skip down to Neptune.
Okay.
That's kind of more spirituality aspect, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Pluto is kind of like,
Death?
sort of, it's like powerful and darker, maybe.
Let's go back to rising. What
Okay.
is so rising is what you present as, but not inherently
So-
what you are.
Yeah, like maybe how you're perceived, especially at first.
And rising differs from what you actually are?
I don't know if it necessarily diverges. Like everything's just a different aspect of the self. Not necessarily anything's more real than another.
Wait.
Maybe that.
Is my rising sun always also going to be Pisces? Or can it differ?
Rising sun?
Is that stupid?
Sun and rising are two different placements.
Wait, so is rising its own, like, it's different than the stuff on here?
Yeah, that's like, I see how they're across. It's a new column, basically, yeah.
Oh, okay, so it's this one, it's the Placidus orb?
Rising is also sort of correlated with maybe the visual appearance. Some say.
Oh, so like, I look like a Sagittarius physically.
Yes, which to me this makes a lot of sense because it's the wanderer. And so a stereotype of that is it might be kind of correlated with like height. So checks out.
So like, as a Sagittarius with regards to height, that makes sense for me, because I'm, like 6 foot, you'd say?
Maybe.
Do you know about anything else on the right here? Oh, fuck. In the Placidus orb?
Those are the houses.
So, do the houses also impact your personality, or do they deal with like a different part of who you are?
Okay. The houses are less who you are and more like for the shape your life might take.
Planets are those are like giving me my stats, and they're saying like these are the skills you will have, and then the houses are saying, and this is the journey you will go upon.
Yeah, kind of. Like, so if we scroll down to the circle.
Oh, fuck, not the circle.
Oh. Oh. See, that's not so good.
Alright, so in conclusion, looking at my chart, is this who I am?
I mean, I could point out, like, similarities, yeah. You have a Pisces Mercury, which Mercury has to do with communication, and Pisces is kind of dreamy and whimsical.
Okay.
So I think I can see that in the way you talk is kind of, like, all metaphorical and stuff.
Oh.
And, like, yeah, you have a whimsical way of presenting your words. Cancer Moon, I mean, that's an interesting one. That suggests, like, a deep feeling of emotions, but I feel like you don't typically try to show that. It's telling me it's there.
It's under the mask.
Taurus Mars is another interesting one that tells me, like, specifically stubborn, like, quite so. You have a couple of Pisces placements. It's not quite a stellium. You don't really have any stellium. Most people don't.
Stellium?
I think this fits with my perception of you, probably.
Okay.
But a lot of things probably could.
Thank you.
Yeah, happy to be your, like, kind of not really expert in that.
I'll rip the band-aid off. I think this is bull. I've never been a fan of predeterminism, and that's all astrology is. I can't help XYZ, I'm a Virgo. Of course you'd say that. You're an Aquarius. God, you're such a Scorpitorius. No, you're not such a Leo or Virgo or Aquarius or Capricorn or anything else. You just exhibited a basic human trait. There's no grand meaning behind being shy sometimes, or extroverted other times, or liking parties, or disliking big social gatherings, depending on your mood. That's called being a human. During my cursory research for the video, I came across the Forer effect, also known as the Barnum effect. Now, this psychological phenomenon basically summarizes astrology, as it's when a person or people believe deeply in vague or general personality descriptions being highly accurate to them as an individual. Now, that's not to say I don't get it. I mean, I got tarot as well. And interestingly enough, both of them actually can be related to Carl Jung to an extent. Now, Carl Jung, renowned Swiss psychiatrist, for anyone who doesn't know, we talked about it more in my tarot card video, emphasized the power of archetypes in shaping human psychology. And according to his theories, archetypes are innate prototypes or models that influence how people perceive themselves and others. Astrology can abuse the fact that it gives out 12 distinct archetypes. I can perceive myself as being more of an Aquarius, and that can lead me to acting more like an Aquarius. That doesn't mean it was predetermined. I could have been born at any time in the year and act like anything else. Because of that, I think astrology really shoots itself in the foot. It's simply too vague, and people take it too seriously. But that's just my opinion. Feel free to blaze me in the comments, roast me in the comments. It's the internet. I know people aren't going to hold themselves back anyway. Now, with all of that said, thank you so much for watching the video. Whether you were a big fan of astrology from the start and you kind of hated every second of it, I'm sorry. Or if you, like me, just kind of wanted to learn more about this form of magic that people seem to be really interested in. At the end of the day, I'm going to go ahead and stamp this one as not real magic, unfortunately, but it was a fun investigation. So, thank you all so much for watching wherever you are in the world, whenever you are watching this. I hope you have an amazing day, evening, night, afternoon, morning, whenever you are watching, wherever you are in the world, and until next time, I'm going to go Stargate.